Chicago, Paulie Malignaggi and Juan Diaz in their rematch from their controversial fight in August. Victor Ortiz incurred a cut on the left eye of Antonio Diaz in our first fight. Diaz did not answer the bell for the start of the 7th round. And still to come in its entirety from Bern, Switzerland, we will show you Vitaly Klitschko's heavyweight championship defense against Kevin Johnson. Lennox, I was going to let. Have you ever had a trainer tell you just take the round off, especially in a close fight?
No, my trainer tells me to take a round off after I've been winning a fight. So if I'm winning all the way through, he say, okay, take a round off, and then we'll start it up the next round.
It's also not necessarily in the temperament of Juan Diaz as he keeps coming forward. That's his style.
He seems to be working pretty hard for a guy taking a round off. You know, when Malignaggi clowns, it's a signal. Look, I'm so in control here. I'm able to do this. It's like when a fighter gets behind his opponent, spins him around, gets behind him. Look how fast I am. I can get behind you. But the better way for Malignaggi to demonstrate how in control he is by landing punches. And when he doesn't do that, you know, he could be down in this fight for all we know.
See, Diaz doesn't want this fight in the center of the ring, so he needs to make it more of a fight on the ropes, where he sees Malignaggi, or forces Malignaggi to be moving a lot more and hitting Malignaggi to the body, trying to get to that body, trying to break him down, especially there's a few rounds left, so he still needs to really pick up the pace.
End of the 7th round. Busier round for Malignaggi and more accurate. Well, they get a look at Vladimir Klitschko waiting for his brother Vitaly to fight. That man, Kevin Johnson, watching the hand wraps in Bern, Switzerland. Johnson, 30 years of age, from Asbury Park, New Jersey, fighting out of Atlanta. He's 22-0-1 with 9 knockouts. The biggest test in his career coming up tonight. Coming off a May 15th win against Devin Vargas, which Vargas took the fight on 9 days' notice, and Johnson stopped him in round number 6. But it's a big step up in class tonight in Switzerland as he takes on Vitaly Klitschko.
He's sitting down too much. Rhythm, get on your toes now. He's done. Okay? So, you hear me? Focus now.
Here in the corner of Malignaggi, they're saying he's sitting down too much. That means, you know, when Diaz comes and throws punches at him, Malignaggi takes 2 steps and he kind of sits down, and then Diaz catches up with him, and then he throws his repertoire of punches and catches him and scores the points.
So what should he do?
Well, he needs to just stay on his toes like his corner says, and, you know, look like Muhammad Ali.
Again, he tried to land that right hand inside. Short right got in. This is where Diaz wants to fight, but Malignaggi's smart there. Holds him. Now they reset to the middle, which is not advantageous for Diaz.
Here you see Malignaggi landing clearly the more effective punches, more cleanly than Diaz. And yet, some of the clowning in the corner, it's not impossible to imagine that that's held against him, especially when Diaz seems eager to work.
Malignaggi goes to the body. Diaz tries to go to the body. A little low.
Some boxers will hit low and allow the referee to warn them one time, but that may hinder his opponent a little, and in this case, Malignaggi hindered him a little bit.
Also, Malignaggi does a lot of jumping around as he tries to move away, and then he goes airborne. He changes his belt line, too.
Yeah, I think Diaz is trying to slow him down with that punch.
That's a good point, Bob.
Lennox, when Malignaggi kind of stands in the middle of the ring, now he moves away, but in the sequence before, he stands in and he kind of just turns. Isn't that where Diaz has to put punches together and jump on him like here?
Yeah. Hit him to the body. Hit him anywhere he can hit him. Not really just be a headhunter, but he's got a whole body to hit and mix up the punches. Make Malignaggi think about what's coming at him.
All these punches are getting blocked. Good left hand to the body by Diaz. Not a lot of clean shots, volume, a lot of blocks, a lot of misses. As we come to the end of round 8.
Sit down right here. Listen to me. Listen to me. Okay, listen to me. I got the cup. Look at me. Okay, you're falling into his game right now, and we don't need that bullshit right now because we're ahead. Okay? Well,
Just take a rest. You understand? You don't need no rest. You in great shape. Hey, Ralph. Hey, Ralph.
I showed you the punch
What's that
numbers.
elbow,
Now let's
man?
take a
Come
look
on
at
now.
where Paulie Malignaggi has done most of his work. And you see 49 up around the eye area. He's gotten 45 on the chin. Able to land that right hand to the body a little bit. He's landing at total in the fight at 23%, landing his power shots at 22%. Malignaggi has. As you get a look at punch zone, trying to bring you inside the numbers here in Chicago. Round number 9 begins, scheduled for 12.
You see the issue with scoring in this fight. I thought Malignaggi won the first 2 rounds, but there have been, talk about swing rounds that can decide a fight that could go either way. There have been a bunch of them, I think, and I've given most of them to Malignaggi, but I could understand certainly reasonable people could disagree. People giving them to Juan Diaz. And so at this point in the fight, you imagine there are probably some close scorecards.
Hey, you look at rounds 3 and 4 just to highlight 2 of them.
Yeah. And 7 and 8.
Malignaggi pumping out that jab as he backs away from Diaz. Trying to get to the right range for him.
And this is working in Malignaggi's favor because what he's doing is getting off first all the time. Every time there's a clinch or something and they come back to fight, Malignaggi always starts it off with his jab. There it goes again, start off that jab. So he's always being first. In a fight, if you're first and you're last, you're winning that fight.
You know, Max, and when you look at Diaz when he had those 7 defenses of his lightweight title, he was always the busier guy, the guy with the high volume, but in these fights with Malignaggi, he's the one that gets outworked.
That's to Malignaggi's credit, working more consistently than he has in the past, and also, though he's done it more in this fight, in the last fight, and also often throughout this fight, he's not giving Diaz a stationary target to hit.
And Diaz is not one of those boxers that really want to use their jab all the time. Malignaggi is the boxer that uses his jab all the time. And then when you get both of them together, Diaz may feel that, oh, Malignaggi has a better jab than me, so, I'm comfortable trying to get him to his body. But this time he said he wants to work on his jab. He wants to jab with a jabber, and you can tell he's improved with his jab in this particular fight compared to the first one.
And Malignaggi's also a natural junior welterweight, as I mentioned earlier, half a division, so to speak, bigger than Diaz.
That cut's opened up a little bit on the left eye of Diaz. Again, Malignaggi illustrate that point. 18 more punches thrown here in the round. He's out-connected him 11-6 according to CompuBox at this point.